If your team is switching over from another system, you probably have a list of clients to add into Coach Accountable. You can do that very easily all at once instead of manually uploading them one at a time, or instead of setting up a Zap from Zapier or anything like that. And you can do that using the client import template. Here's how to use this. If you're doing this on your own, watch this full video to save yourself a lot of headache with the system rejecting your list and having to fix it. And if you're working with me and I'm doing this for you, watch this full video to avoid a bunch of emails from me back and forth with questions and clarifications. So here is our team client import template. The first thing I want to point out is please do not change any of these field names across the top. So for instance, if I change this one to be capital H home space phone, the system will not recognize this field and it will not work. So please leave those and please don't add any other fields into this template. The only required fields on this template are first name, last name, email, and over here, primary coach. Without all of those filled out, the system will reject this particular line of the CSV, and then you'll have to do it again and upload it again. So make sure that you have all those filled out. When it comes to primary coach, keep in mind this name must match the name of a coach you already have put into the system. So if you haven't done that, please pause this and go put in all your team members into the system. There is an import template for the team members too. Also keep in mind this has to match. So if I have in the system a Margaret Durante, but the worksheet, the CSV here says Maggie, the system will not recognize those as the same person. So make sure that the names match exactly. And all these other fields are optional. Let's take a look at what we have. For the phone numbers, keep in mind that only the cell phone field is the one that will allow the system to text clients, send SMS reminders at this number to the countries in which that is available. Currently, as of recording of this video, that is the US, Canada, Australia, and the UK. Gender, the options are male, female, and unspecified. If you leave this blank, it will default to unspecified and they, them. Profile Extra is an area where you can add a note about this particular client. These notes are searchable within your client list, and you can use that to filter your clients to client type. So you can add things about, their family status, things like that. They will not see this. Address, city, state, zip, country, very straightforward. Time zone is also important, but again, not required. So this will make sure that any appointments booked will show up in the proper time zone for the client. Do keep in mind that the very first time they log in, they will be asked, hey, we have this as your time zone. Is this correct? If not, they can change it. So don't worry if you don't have that. Send invite. This is asking, do we want to send this client an email to invite them into the system as soon as this CSV is uploaded? Most organizations choose no and then end up inviting everyone later whenever the time's right, or they invite them in batches, that kind of thing. If you are ready, as soon as you upload this, then say yes here. Company. If you're using Coach Accountable companies, as in a bunch of clients work for the same company, or sometimes people use this for families, this will put them into that company without you having to do anything extra. Do keep in mind that just like the coach name, this has to match the name of a company that already exists within the system under companies. You can also have a course, up to 3 courses, kick off as soon as this file is uploaded into the system. So again, make sure these course names match exactly the name of a course in the system. Course coach is asking who should be the one assigning the assignments from the courses, who should send the emails, who should send the worksheets and actions that are coming from this course. This again has to match the name of a coach that you already have within the system. And you can also pre-schedule those courses out. When do you want that stuff to start? You can go ahead and say that that should start in the future, or you can do that manually later. The whole point of this document is to do this stuff quickly all at once instead of you having to do it manually later. Same kind of thing here with the group. So again, you can automatically put the client into up to 2 groups at once, and the names must match a group that already exists within the system. Next up is pairing. So we already talked about primary coach. You can also have secondary coaches in here. These people are paired with that person, will see that person in their clients list, and can do coaching stuff with them, like make assignments, send messages, that kind of stuff. View only coach is pretty straightforward. They can only view their records but not assign anything. Now keep in mind, if you put a client into a group, they have to have some pairing relationship, either primary or secondary, with the coach who owns that group. Otherwise, the system's like, well, should the group owner be able to assign stuff to them or not? So make sure that if you have a group, let's say this group is owned by Donnie, we definitely have to have Donnie in as a secondary coach with this particular client. And that is it for the form fields here. When you're ready to upload this template, you'll go to your team dashboard, clients, plus client, and then hit bulk import here. Upload this file and the system will let you know of any errors you need to fix, but if you followed along with me on this video, you hopefully won't have any. If you're stuck, reach out to me at morgan@AccountableHero.com and I will be more than happy to assist. Good luck.